One of the biggest challenges that I have seen that people have from working in Final Cut Pro 7 is exporting a YouTube formatted program and getting the best quality yet having a small enough file size. Also meeting the challenge where they have to upload to a server and are being limited on the size of the file. So this, from my experience, has been the best option to meet both. You'll get good quality and you'll get a small enough file size where it will stream quickly and meet the expectations of a server with a limitation in file size. So in Final Cut Pro 7, if you select your sequence, go to the File menu, go to Export, go to Use Quicktime Conversion. When you Quicktime Conversion, give the name of your project, go ahead and select on Format, leave it at QuickTime Movie if it's not already so, and then to the right of that you'll see Options. Select on Options. H.264 should be your default setting. If it's not, select on Settings, make certain where it says compressor type to select H.264. Now underneath that you'll see frame rate, leave that at the current. Keyframes, leave that at automatic. But on the data rate on the right hand side, this is where you want to make changes. So instead of being automatic, select on restrict to. Based on my experience, if I type in 3000 here, and on the bottom left hand side where it says compressor quality, leave it at high. I'm going to select on OK. Now what you want to do is after that select on size, and here change the size. The reason I mention this is because many times Final Cut Pro by default will put out a 4:3 item. Now this is 16:9. We want to select on here, and if it's 1080i, that may be a little overkill for YouTube. And if you're putting up to a server to say, let's say a television station that's still putting on SD signal. So if it's SD, you'll need to make it what they want. So most likely they'll probably want 4:3, but in that case you'll have to make this letterboxed. So I'll select on there, select on preserve aspect ratio using, and then here we'll say letterbox. So you'll select on there and then select on OK. So that isn't the case if you go into a television station, once again, that's still putting out an SD signal at 720 by 480. So it will be cropped from the top and the bottom because it will be letterboxed. If you're going to YouTube and you're not going to be letterboxed, then go and select on size again. I'm going to change this to 1280 by 720 SD. I'm sorry, HD. And that will be high definition. Do not letterbox, so you will not select on here. So 1280 by 720 HD, do not select either one of these options. Click on OK. As for the audio, where it says sound, select on settings. This, you can go ahead and change that as well. If I select on there, I can select on 32 or 44 as an option rather than having the 48. You can even have it at 22.5. And I'll go ahead and select on OK. Leave prepare for internet streaming. And now you can select on OK. I'm going to put this to the desktop and click on save. And it will go ahead and export to my desktop. Now, once I do that, I will have my file on the desktop. If I were to double click on that, you will see it's a very good size file because again it's 720 by it's HD at 720p, so the quality is there. So we have good quality, and let's take a look at the size. If I were to select this, now this was 1 minute of video. If I were to bring up the information tab, the information tab here says that it's 25 megabytes. meaning that this here, if it was a 28-minute piece, it will be 700 megabytes. If it were to be a 58-minute piece, it will come in at 1.4 gigabytes. That is in case, let's say, that a server will only allow you to put in a maximum of, let's say, 1.5 gigabytes. A 58-minute program will meet those requirements at these settings. And of course, a 28-minute piece will definitely have that, meet that qualification as well. So that's the best setting for you to utilize from Final Cut 7 to go to either YouTube or to a server that may have limitations as far as the file size is concerned. Those are only an opinion of mine. You may have a different experience, but that's been my experience of mine, where I've gotten the best results with the best quality, yet having a small enough file size. And again, this has been the biggest challenge I've seen for many people who are still using Final Cut Pro 7. Thanks for watching, Making the Reel.